Good morning, Mr. Roy.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I am wonderful today. How about yourself?
Happy FOMC day. That's
Happy FOMC Day. I will not watch the press conference today.
really.
I am going to play golf.
Oh, well, that's much better.
Yep.
Um,
I can catch
I'm,
everything I need to on financial juice later.
I'm gonna pour out some liquor for all the accounts that I've blown up during the FOMC press conference in memoriam. Watch J Powell and know that I will not blow up an account today.
I know somebody else that will not blow up an account today. This We're going to go back over levels today too, since we had rollover and kind of how I get them. So I'm gonna get the chart ready, and then we can go through some levels. Let me get this pulled up here and then we'll go through them. Let's see. Remember, like, subscribe,
Tell your
like,
friends.
subscribe, comment.
Pretty, pretty, pretty interesting move here in your value gap that we discussed yesterday at the end of the stream. Basically, I mean, broke it yesterday and kind of just revisited it and been ping ponging inside of it this morning.
Yeah. All right, so I've got the. Let's jump into this real quick before we get too busy. No trade so far, me and Top Step this morning, so we're just going to go through some numbers. So first thing I do is when I look at, I'm looking for what kind of trend we're in. And you can see on the weekly, we're definitely still in this upward trend, right? So you can actually draw a little, let's see, let's catch the most of them. This is roughly the trend we're in right here on the weekly. You can see we broke down below it, came back, tested it, dropped down, then came back and reclaimed it. We're back in it now. Now what I like to do is I want to go in and I want to find all my lower lows. I mean higher lows. Since we're in a uptrend, I'm looking for a low to break. If I was just short, I would look for that area to break before I would enter a short. More than likely, this is just levels. I typically don't trade straight up levels. I more trade zones. And here in a minute, we're going to show you how we get those zones too. But we're going to draw those. Going to lock this in real quick to save a little time. So there's a lower, higher low. There's a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Now you can see without even trying to do anything really crazy, we have already got some levels on the board, right? Kind of lets me know, and you can see this lower low it created here, and then we tested and popped back up off of it. So this 55.17, is that what it is? 55.54 level. That's going to be the level. That's going to be a pretty strong level. So now I go back into the daily. You can still see we've got our trend line going. And now I'm going to actually add a few more zones in here. And if you notice, so first of all, I do different colors. I'm going to have my what I think is going to be my stronger levels are going to be in red. That's going to be your weekly and your daily. Your weekly and your daily are going to be your strongest levels because they're on a bigger time frame, right? So we're going to look here. Got you. So right here, we made a couple highs here. And you can see we tested one, two, multiple tests there, multiple tests there, test here. So I like that level. I don't want to get too many on this level here. I just want to make sure that I'm not leaving anything out. I need to go on and mark this high too. Since, and that's our all-time high. So Now I'm going to break it down. I'm going to look at a 4-hour, and I just keep going backwards. I keep working myself back till I find these levels. And then you'll notice once I get on the 1 hour and down, I'll start drawing some zones that I'm looking for. And this is going to be supply and demand zones. So looking at the 4-hour here, we're still in this trend. I'm just looking to see if anything really stands out to me as far as adding different areas. And then you've actually got one, let's see. Right in here, you've got multiple tests where it was trying to break it. Multiple tests, came back as support, broke it a little bit, then came back up it, tested again, popped, came down, it's still testing this area, so I like that too. Now we're gonna go back to an hourly. I'm gonna change this color now. I like that one. We'll change these next ones to blue. Actually, I'm gonna draw these as zones, so just bear with me a little bit here. All right, so we know we've got a zone up top up here. I'm gonna take in. You can see we had this zone here, and you can see it tested. So we got almost tested there. We could actually come in and catch these tops here if you want to, test it here. And you've seen the multiple tests we've had at it, we've rejected, right? So now let's look
Monty,
for something.
Can you move me lower real quick? It's actually blocking part of that chart. So, or just shove me to the right, bottom right.
Easier said than done, Roy.
Sorry, man, but it is. I am blocking like most of the things you're trying to show. So,
all right, we'll move you over there for the time being.
That works. Look at me.
Yeah, down there in the bottom.
Much better. Much better.
So you can see here, this level here tested multiple times. So I actually like this as a zone. I don't want to go too much. I'm going to catch it there. And then below that one, you can also see we got this consolidation area here. So consolidation area here, here. And what you're looking at on these, you're looking for a break. This one, it was consolidated, broke down, was a fake out, came down, tested our zone, then popped up really hard. So you got to be careful on those. You're looking for extreme moves, though, and you're looking for, the reason I'm looking for extreme moves, I'm looking to see where orders are probably left at. So you had this move up. I'm assuming there's orders that were left there. Came back down, tested, which proved that my assumption was correct, but there was orders left there. Popped back up. I'm assuming there's still going to be orders left there. So let's get down to the 15-minute. 15-minute, I think, is where you really get your nuts and bolts. I don't want too big of a, I don't want to have zones on top of each other either. I want to give it room to play out. So this would be a bigger move you're looking for down to the 54.80 area, which we're probably not going to get. So I'm going to look. Here you've had an extreme move down, bounce up, and then a consolidation and a pop. So I actually like that zone. Oh. Let's see. What else we got here? I'm still going to leave it on this one. I like this one. Even though we're consolidating below it, I love this zone up here because that 57.40 area has been just, you look back, I was telling you, kind of a retest. You could actually pull these down into it a little bit, and you catch all those tops, right? Let's see. And look at the tests we've had in this area where it's rejected every time. Just throwing some numbers out there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different tests roughly, and it's rejected those tests every time. So really like, didn't mean to do that. Really like that. So And now we're back. We're going to move back to our 5-minute chart. This level right here, I'm going to be super careful with this level, though. I'm going to wait. If we come down, I'm not automatically just setting an order at it. I'm going to wait to see some kind of bullish move out of it before I take an order. And then the same goes for this one. Even though we've tested 8 times, I'm going to wait and see a bearish move out of it before I go short. And today, I'm probably just going to trade these levels. So you might not see as many trades today as you might normally would, because I'm going to try to be patient. I'm going to try to hit my levels and try to make good moves out of it. Because if you're looking, if we come back, let's say we come back up here and we test this 40 level, we take a short, right? We should at least get back down to, you would think, this little level right here, or possibly this level. So if you get in at 57.40, if you're patient, you trail it down, you could get out 57.11. So you're looking at a 29-point move if you can do that, if you can catch it right. So, and then possibly this, and that's when, if you're trailing it down, you would actually pull your stops tighter here and look for a break. So we're going to go on and draw a level there. And we're going to change that to blue. And that's to let me know that if we come up here, this is going to be my price target to come back down. And then we're still there. And then I would look for, from there, I would look for this bottom break. So that would be around the 57. I'm going to change that to 5,700 to a slight level. And then possibly here. And possibly here. And if you look what I'm doing, so this has been resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Resistance here. It held support 1, 2, a couple times here. So that's why I would look to target to come back there. And then the same thing plays out here. You've had tests multiple times at this level. So you would assume if it breaks this level, it comes to this next one, and then so forth. This one right here, if it breaks this one, could be tricky. Could get kind of caught in the middle here because you've got a lot of action right in the middle. But then you would just move your stops down with it. So let's say we get in at 75.40. Once we break 22, I'm going to move my stops down to there, move stops down, and trail it down. Kind of what I'm looking at today. I'm not going to use fibs. I'm not going to use, it's just these levels is what I'm looking at today.
Okay. Now today would be a great example of technical day versus fundamental day versus mechanical day. So with the fundamental news coming out later in the afternoon, obviously you're not trading it, as you mentioned before, but you kind of throw if you were to trade it during those volatile times during the fundamental news, let's say even after he's done talking, do you kind of throw out your levels out the window and just let the market do what it wants to do, or are you still actively believing that, are you still actively confident that these levels hold and do their thing?
If you watch news, you watch FOMC. I'm actually, let me move you back because you're going to be in the way of my dom when we're trading if I don't. So if you watch news, you watch FOMC day, you watch press conferences, these levels still hold up. Mm-hmm. Now you got to wait for a move off these levels. You can't blindly take these at these levels because could they run through them? Absolutely. But you still have algorithms that are programmed to buy and sell at certain levels. And it's our job to figure out where the algorithms are actually programmed at. And a lot of times you can, like, it might be set on an hourly fib levels. It might be set on supply and demand zones. It might be set on all kinds of stuff. So that's why you've got to kind of adapt. One thing that I don't like, and a lot of people say it, is, hey, pick one system, trade that one system, don't change that system, don't add, don't do anything else, just trade your system. I think you got to be able to adapt. So you've got to have multiple systems you can actually trade. That's why, if y'all have noticed, you've seen me trade fib levels the last few weeks, right? You don't see any fibs in this chart right now because I'm trying to show you there's different ways we can trade it. All honesty, this right here, supply and demand zones and trading level to level, is how I made the most of my money. Yes, I made good money trading fibs, but when I hit big and make really big numbers, it's off this. This is how I make my really big numbers typically. It might not give us a play today. It might be a moot point. I might have drawn all this and we just chop in between here and we never get the test. Personally, I feel like we're going to get a test here. And Roy, one thing that's kind of, you got to watch. You asked the other day if I ever watch for like patterns and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you're trading level to level, you can actually look for patterns. So right now, let's see. Let's do I don't know what I want to do, what I want to draw. Let's just use a little trend line to do it. So if you look here, you got a level there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we get it back, level there, level there. So what do you see playing out here?
A little bit of an extended head and shoulder.
Yeah, right. So you definitely could look to see, hey, maybe if this head and shoulders plays out, you know what at that point? Oh, crap. Here we go again.
You could even tighten it up a bit too.
Yeah, you could. I was just showing the points there, but and you'll see this too. You'll see head and shoulders right here. You would get, if it comes back up here and test here, you get a double top.
Right.
You looks like you almost had like a reverse head and shoulders working here, but then pretty close. I mean, this almost here, but
mini double bottom there.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about. There's patterns that are inside here that you can look for too while you're trading it.
And also can get you in trouble because you want the pattern to tell you something,
right?
Especially in those smaller spots. So you just got to be careful. I like the zoomed out version.
And what also we're looking for? I want to see if it breaks. So we got a little trend zone here. Is not the. That's a little better. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, roughly 8 tests on that trend line there, and that's not a perfect trend line, but you're looking on that. So if we break down, then I'm gonna look. I will possibly look for a short if it comes back up and retest. Up here, you could look for a short. You could look for the quadruple top here or something like that. There's patterns that play out on everything, so it's just different ways you look at it and kind of how you go from there.
Yeah. Cool. Good stuff.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that was really good. That's kind of a noob question, but there's a way to share the chart, right? If somebody wanted to share these levels,
like to actually share this chart.
Yeah, I think
somebody
get you add a chart link, and we could post it on the. Maybe make it a comment on the YouTube.
You could.
Copy link.
Yeah, you might need to do that. Well, I can't. I'm worried if I pull YouTube up, I'm gonna mess something up. Give me a second. Let me see.
Or even just throw it on the Discord.
Hang on. Yeah, let's see what I do. Roy always throws me a curveball right in the middle of it.
It's to distract you from not going long or short right now. I'm taking a trade. All right.
View your channel. I'm gonna watch it now. I don't do that. Okay, we got it turned off. All right, let me pull the chat up. Copy that. And you should be able to click on, Roy, test it and see if you can click on that link there and it shows you the levels.
Okay, where'd you paste it?
Did it come through yet?
No, not yet.
There it is, sorry.
Let me see. Let me see. Beautiful. Yeah, so it's an image, which is great. It's if somebody wanted to do it, and then yeah, you can click Launch ES chart. What does that do? Does it give me your levels? No, that's all right. Yeah, that's great.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, I never thought about doing it that way actually, but that's great.
Yeah.
All right, let me close this back out before open, because once we get the volume from open, you'll know what happens.
All right. So I'm gonna sit back again, or let the orb play out. Give me my little levels there, see how they align with your levels, and take it small. I actually don't have an active combine. I probably should activate one.
That would probably make sense. We're getting an error message, but looks like we're still coming through on the stream. So, anybody notices anything weird, let us know.
That's why you don't do curveballs, right?
That is why I do not do curveballs. If we're not streaming correctly, it's Roy's fault.
I will accept that.
Per usual.
Begrudgingly.
Oh, let's see. Why are we still showing error? It seems to be what I'm seeing. It seems to be streaming fine. So. We shall see. All right, let's zoom back in a little bit here. We got our levels drawn. And we're going to watch it here. We've got roughly 6 minutes till open. We shall see what happens. Roy, do you want to... I need to step away real quick. Do you want to cover like FOMC, kind of what you're thinking, what you're seeing, and not really give a prediction, just kind of let everybody know kind of what to look for today?
Yeah, definitely. I'll take that over. All right. Let me pull up the Fed swaps. So today's FOMC day, as you guys know, if you're not familiar with how FOMC works, Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Fed, has a press conference that he does at 2:30 Eastern Time, 1:30 Central, and he goes over the FOMC statement, which is basically the entire committee comes together starting yesterday. They have meetings and they do a summary of their next economic changes that they're making to fiscal or to the economic monetary policy for the U.S. government. So at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, you will get a statement released on their website that tells you their rate cut decision. And so this will be the first meeting that they'll actually do a rate cut since the COVID crisis pandemic. So you're going to get some, obviously, this is why the market's moving up and down, all that stuff. The consensus is you will get a 20 or 50 basis point cut today. It's been going back and forth between 50 basis points, 25 basis points, back and forth to go. I'm actually pulling up the Fed Watch tool now. You guys won't be able to see it, but currently it is a 61% chance that the Fed will cut by 50 points today. Um, a 39% chance Fed will cut by 25 basis points. So there is a guarantee that we'll get a cut today. So it's just between those two things. Now, what does that mean for the market? A lot of theories thrown around, so we'll go through a few of them. Theory one is that when if Powell announces a 50 basis point cut in the statement, it will signal obviously a positive move up on the initial release. And then it's all about Powell's tone and rhetoric when he talks on the press conference when he's answering questions from various financial reporters. If he comes out and says things are strong, these are good, we have faith in the economy, we still believe in soft landing, if he's very confident in the market, you could actually see an initial pop up, and he could throw a wobbler in there where he basically says it's so strong we're going to do 50 basis points now, we're open to pausing and not doing a cut in November, and seeing how the economy handles this. If that is introduced or hinted at or any sort of uh, uh, signal that that may be a case or even an opportunity or an option for Powell, then you'll see the market go very volatile, probably sell pretty quick. Um, so something to look out for that. Now, scenario two is if he comes in 50 basis points, economy's a little weak, we're a little worried that we're a little behind, so we're catching up a bit. Doesn't hint at any sort of pause of the rate cut or skipping a meeting in the rate cut for the next meeting. You should see the market kind of flatten out and kind of, well, I'd say probably keep trending up. Um, if he comes in with 50 basis points and he's a little worried, he shows any sort of panic, you're going to get people selling off, they're taking profit. You've got a market at all-time highs. You've got Mag 7 consistently hitting new all-time highs. You well, most of them, and you just have this sense that um, you can see a little bit of a profit taking here. I got a question from Cashy. Will J Powell budge to political pressure on rate cut before election? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he's kind of called. Uh, I think it was Trump that kind of threatened him, but I think he's kind of called that bluff, and he's just going to do what he believes is best for his policy because he's trying to. He one thing Powell is he's been consistent. He may be slow, he may be all that stuff, but he is consistent, and he has not hinted away from what he's going to do. So I think this FOMC meeting is. I cannot remember honestly the last FOMC meeting. Monty, you can correct me here, but where we actually don't know what the rate's going to be. We've always known it was 50 or 25 or even 75 hike back in the day, but because he'd always signal it out. Um, Now that signal always used to come from Nikki T from Wall Street Journal, who signaled the other day that 25 basis point was coming. So, um, but you got a lot of Fed officials that are coming out saying 50 basis points, they're ready, and 25 basis points is too slow. So, um, I don't think there's any sort of political pressure here because I mean, going on that topic, I mean, Senator Warren, I think every meeting has called for a rate cut for the last like 2 years. So, I mean, he's just kind of ignored all that. And it's obviously a little bit more under the spotlight now with the election coming closer and things like that. But he's been pretty good about not. I think he made that mistake with Trump back in 2019 of succumbing to the pressure and stopping the rate hikes, or 2019, 2018. Um, and I think he's learned from that. And he's just saying, I'm going to do what I think is best, right or wrong. I can live with that decision. So, um, personally, I know you said no predictions. I would say he does a 25 basis point cut and just consistently cuts 25 basis points for the next few meetings, with the option of having that 50 basis points if he needs it, if the economy starts to curl down pretty hard.
Yeah, we got open too, and we're coming down at open. You got Microsoft is tanking at open. Uh,
Mm.
you got Apple green, Nvidia green, Tesla's green, Google is green, and Meta's green. Apple, Microsoft red, Amazon red. And you're coming down to this trend line here. So let's see if we break this trend. If we break 5,700, I'm not looking to take a trade right. I'm going to wait a minute, but a short would not be the worst thing there if we do break that 5,700. Bookmap is about a negative 1,000, and it's showing orders popping right below. So this level could actually hold up, and you could take it along too. So, yeah, back to what you was talking about. I heard a good bit of what you said. I think the biggest thing that's going to come out of this announcement is you're going to see a split between the voting members on 25 and 50. I think you're going to see some dissent between each other on this one this time, where what do we say? It's been 2 years since they voted against.
Yeah.
So you're going to see some people probably vote against what Powell suggests this time. So we just broke the 5,700. So we're going to see if we can reclaim it. VIX is popping. It's still too early. Yeah, you could have got a VWAP break there at before open. You could do a lot of things, but we're going to play it safe today since it is FOMC day. There is no need to risk a ton. I'm actually going to swap over to an XFA because we'll go back.
Apple is going gangbusters.
Yes, Apple is what's holding us up right here, I believe. Lord have
I
mercy.
mean,
Yep.
what is going on there?
Apple's up 1%, so $2.
It is just flying. Oh, that's a
Microsoft is bouncing off its low, so it could hit bottom. We could see a move here. Apple's actually coming back some now, though.
yeah. If Apple comes back, this could get ugly.
We'll be patient and wait. Like I said, there's no need to rush. I would love to get to a level, one of my zones, but we've got a bit to go to get to this bottom zone to bounce. You could actually take one probably here. You could probably do a zone at this level. Talking about zones. And if we get down this area, look for a bounce. I want to see it reclaim this trend line. If it can reclaim this trend line, we could bounce back up to. You're not looking for a huge move, though, is the problem. You would look for it to hit this 11 area and possibly break it. So right now we're being patient.
Yeah,
That was
it's
an ugly candle to start with, though.
It's right at that key level, right? The 5,700. It's kind of hanging out. Apple's kind of calming down now.
Yeah, it is. Nvidia's coming down more. Microsoft, I thought, found its bottom. It's coming back to its bottom. The VIX is popping. The VIX is over 18. VIX is up 3.75% on the day.
You got very early on Tide, but calls started out strong. Puts are rising now. Calls now kind of dropping a little bit. But calls are above puts.
So what I would look for now, if we close below this level here, I would look for a comeback and a retest, and possibly short there down to the 85. Technically, it looks like 56.90 on Bookmap. CVD is not growing crazy. I told y'all a minute ago it was at a negative 1,000. It's at negative 1,200 now, so it's kind of creeping with it. So it's not letting you. It's telling you that nobody's really in charge. So I mean, it favors the Bears right this second, but we shall see.
general market tide, puts are rising, calls are falling. Yeah, you're not seeing much.
Apple back on its high horse. But you got the rest of Max 7 is ugly, ugly, ugly.
Yeah, I mean, I always joke. I mean, are they rotating into quote unquote safety? Sell the
So here
volatile
comes
name.
our retest. Here comes the retest.
Put slight downtick, calls slight uptick. SPY holdings though, calls are rising pretty strongly.
I'm gonna put an order in for a short if it gets back up there at 56.9975, and then we won't let it run far either way. It's four ticks.
Yeah, Flow has a slight bullish lean, so
CBD still negative 1300, but there's a ton of orders right above here. You can see them, they're up. The 74 up, we're filled, so excuse me. So now we're just gonna try to get our, I would love to see it come to there. So that would give us a $500 move if it can drop, if it can go there. We're going to actually move you down to VWAP. So we're risking a couple $100 to make $500. So a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio here. CBD's climbing a little bit. It's negative 1400 now. Even with this green move, it's still climbing. So you want to see a rejection here, or this is going to reverse back up and take us out.
yeah, Flow.
Negative.
We'll move on Flow. Up. Calls are rising, but puts are rising as well. Again, I don't know if that's just Apple though. It can.
We're going to actually move this take profit above these orders here that you've got stacked down below. And then if we start coming down hard to it, we might pull it down with it. But I'd rather err on the side of caution right now because we could definitely see a 57.05. So let's pull this up.
Calls dropping a little, puts rising on holdings. General market side though, puts are rising, calls are rising, so it's kind of mixed support here. And what is your take profit at? I can't quite see that.
I've got it at 56.9350 right now. Not loving this move so far, but we hadn't.
Calls are falling on general market tide, puts are rising. Same on holdings. Calls are falling pretty quick on holdings. Granted, it is early, so
Yeah,
the chart is
CBD still just around negative 1300 now, so it did go up a little bit here.
Yeah, let's holding at 5700 pretty good.
Yeah, that's my worry here is we're gonna get back above 5700 and hold it. So
calls are back dropping on general market tide, but as are puts. Holdings same.
probably got in this trade a tad too early, but yeah, CBD's popping now, so we might get a move up here. And there's your move up. Now let's see if it rejects VWAP. It's the only chance we have. Doo-doo-doo.
5704. Calls are climbing a little bit. Puts are dropping. Call volume is way up though on general market tide.
Yeah, CBD's come back to negative 600, which you would expect with this move. That is not a big move on CBD. So we struggled with VWAP, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, NQ's right at VWAP. VWAP.
VIX dropping, that's not a good sign. VIX got up over 19. Wow. VIX still up 5.5%. So
puts just cratered.
yeah, I think we're fixing to get a pop. You got CBD popping. So we could start out negative, but that's why we have stops. That is why we have stops in place.
Yeah, NQ right at VWAP. It's 19,700.
You just had some orders change. You had some orders pop into the low side for some reason here. So that's interesting to see if they're trying to hold it up or what they're doing with it. You got them below 5,700. So if you look here, you got this cluster down here that's pretty big. So you got Apple that had pops coming back. Microsoft is tanking. VIX is still headed down. Apple is green 1%. So all is not lost yet. We need the VIX to pop for this to give me the move I want.
Calls flying up, puts also flying up, but on holdings now calls are flying up and puts are falling. So flow is bullish. You could possibly get a MACD turn here too in the next 15 minutes or so. If you're into that.
You got a minute and a half left on this candle.
That will give us our orb.
Yeah. VIX is all the way back to 1841, 1840. Still up 4.6%. You got Microsoft, Amazon, and NVIDIA are the only red. Mag 7 right now. You got Tesla is barely green, Google is barely green, and Meta is barely. When I say barely, I mean 0.07 on Meta. So right now, Apple is what is holding this up. It looks like. You got Meta's popping a little bit here.
I'd say the longer it holds over 5,700, the more likely we're probably going to get that breakthrough VWAP and pop up.
Yeah, here's the test of the VWAP again. Let's see what happens.
NQ is above VWAP. It's fighting its ribbons now, the EMAs.
Yeah, it seems it's kind of rejecting there.
Yep.
VIX is bouncing a little.
So they may be buying any dip on IWM. Wow. IWM high a day, 220.
Microsoft is at its low a day. It looks like it's wanting to break down. Apple's coming back. NVIDIA's coming back a tad bit.
Calls are rising. They're at the high of the day on the general market side and on holdings. So they've had a pretty strong move and climbing right now. The volume now is in favor of calls on holdings. It's at it's way up on general market time.
VIX had a slight pop and it came right back, so it's not doing anything crazy yet.
NQ
Apple
now
is
battling
popping again.
VWAP again.
Nvidia's popping. Microsoft is popping back up. You got your Mag 7 popping back up. So this thing, of course, as soon as the Mag 7 starts to pop back up, ES comes back. Make that make sense.
Make it make sense. General Tide is just zooming up. Little downtick now, but it's a strong move up.
Yeah, Tide got back to like a negative 100. It's back to negative 400 now on this move. Negative 500. We need a big move on it to get a push. VIX is actually popping a little up from 1840 to 1846.
Yeah, NQ's sticking around that.
Yeah, it broke back below VWAP. So
Yeah.
all is not lost. We need this break. We need this break here of the 5,700 level, and we might get that move back down to that lower day there. Possibly, if we can get the move. It's holding that trend line is holding it up right this second. I need to delete my trend line. Where's Howie when you need him? Howie would call that out all the time.
Yeah, put slight rising on general market tide. Calls coming down a little bit. Same situation on holdings. So it looks like we're getting that 5,700 test now.
Yeah, I need that to do anything. CBD's climbed to negative 800.
NQ bounced off its bottom Bollinger.
5,700 is holding, so for the moment came down and tested it and bounced right back off of it. So probably should have, hindsight should have waited for that VWAP test, but it's neither here nor there. CBD still holding around negative 800. You got these orders. Sorry, Roy. I'm not trying to talk over you.
You're good. No, you're good. Getting your test 5,700 now. It's not really popping off of it.
No, and it's not getting the break either. We definitely need this break for me to get some profit.
Calls are dropping on holdings. Puts are rising on holdings.
Okay, that's interesting. Microsoft is tanking again. Apple's coming back. Everything seems to be, the Mac 7 seems to all be coming back pretty good here. Can't get that clean break though.
This bookmap showing orders.
Bookmap showing orders. They popped them in right below 5,700, right at 5,700. So that's kind of why we're getting this little bounce here. But they immediately pulled a bunch of, we just got a bunch of orders came in above 5,705, and then they moved them down to 5,695. So you're getting the games again on Bookmap right this second. They're popping orders to the upside and downside. Look, the market's searching for buyers right now. They're trying to figure out where they're going to get the buyers at. So this move is not the best, but like I said, we need this break here to have a chance. VIX is popping back up. VIX is up to 1870. So if they can do it again, if they can get us another decent candle, we should see the move below. But CBD is back to a negative 1,000.
NQ just kind of broken down.
Give us the move. 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 There it is. Come on, check this out down here. I might be a little too aggressive.
Now you're at your orb low, and it bounced off of it.
Yeah, I was a little too aggressive.
Strong
Crap.
bounce off of orb low.
A little too aggressive. Yep. Oh, I could have got out of that for a couple $100.
NQ testing VWAP now.
Yeah, it's a big pop. Big pop here.
That's
CBD still holding negative 1,000, so negative 1,100.
NQ couldn't break VWAP just yet. It's trying to go back now.
Yeah, I think I just missed that move there, Roy. I just missed that move. That's annoying.
Yeah, puts rising, calls still ticking up. It's just kind of spaghetti land. There's not really a move here to me.
You can look right here where I have these sell orders. You can see the consolidation area there.
How's CVD?
Almost negative 1,200 now. CBD is rising still, slow or falling, however you want to say it. I guess it'd be falling.
Leaning bearish is what it is, right?
It is definitely leaning bearish. Bookmap is still showing us 56.95 here. Right where we popped off of is where there's 350 orders sitting at. And there's 350 sitting at 57.05 too. But we're fixing to test negative 1,300 on CVD.
NQ is still fighting VWAP, but looking like it wants to hold it.
Crazy thing. So yesterday when we had this move down, last I looked, CVD I think was right at negative 31,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
SPY Holdings calls just skyrocketed. And puts just off a cliff.
That's good to know. CVD is negative 1,300.
Yeah, calls are coming in strong right now.
Negative 1,400.
Interesting. We're having inverse indicators.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Flow is saying boomstick, but
CVD's fixing to hit negative 1,500.
you could have another orb low test and a bounce.
That's kind of what I would think. The VIX is actually rising again. It's back up to 1892. So we might test 19 again here on VIX.
Yeah, Flow's still rising. So
negative 1,500 CVD.
That doesn't make any sense. NQ above VWAP. Yeah, I think you may get this move down to orb low and then a pop. That would be what Flow would suggest to me.
They dropped these orders below 56.95, which is interesting. You can see here they're dropping them more. This is very interesting here. Very interesting. I'll tell you what we're fixing to do. Now we're going to leave where it's at. We're not going to move it. Let me see if we can get this test. Microsoft's popping. VIX is popping. Apple's popping. Nvidia's popping. Everything's popping, but we're the market.
Oh, Lord. Rising. They had a little, looks like calls are on holdings are rising still on.
CVD just went negative 1,700.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but
yeah, we got tale of two different stories. There's two different stories here. There's flow is suggesting a move up. Bookmap suggesting a move down. Probably that's why I think you get a little move down and then a pop. So I'm gonna actually put a long at the orb low and see if it fills.
CBD's at negative 1,700. It's not getting a big. Well, okay, just popped negative 1,800 just real quick.
Flow
I don't
continue.
know. I don't know. I don't know. The VIX is still 1894. NQ is popping some. Microsoft is just kind of chilling at the orb low. Nvidia's right in the middle of its orb. Apple's just a little red here.
Bitcoin 59.42. 59.420, I should say. So it's under 60,000. Solana
CBD
under 130.
go negative 2,000.
Calls still rising. So to me, it's like if calls stop, is this thing gonna just die? um,
Oh, they just threw some orders in it. Oh, they threw those orders right below 95, 75. Those 100 orders right there, and those 100 orders there. Just those are new orders. And they're moving them down. You need to move them down a little more, buddy.
Again,
a little more.
There's nonstop buying action on calls.
CBD is holding 2,000, negative 2,000. Give us this test, this low test, and you can do whatever you want to do.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Negative 2,100.
Call's still rising.
I won't get out of it. I don't like it. We're going to wait and see if we get a bounce down here, and then we'll take a long with it. But
yeah, I've got my long just sitting here at the orb low, and it just missed me by 2 ticks. I'm trying to stay with it. Calls did curl down a hair, just a hair.
Yeah, I might end up regretting cutting that when I did, but
yeah, here comes the move down a little. How's CBD?
CBD is negative 23, 24, and that would have hit my. It would have hit it.
So it hit my orb low long. So now I'm in one long.
Actually, CBD's climbing a tad bit here. It's negative 2,000. Oh, come on. Fill me right here and then pop up. Fill me here and then pop up and test VWAP. Fill me here. Fill me here. It's negative 2,000. Crap. We're going to have to move it. I'm going to leave it right there. Didn't actually move it. It's below 2,000. We're going to move this up. Oh, you son of a gun. Oh, it's popping. CBD's popping back up negative. We're going to get in here. It's a little chase, but I think we can get this this test there of VWAP.
Calls still going up. NQ's over VWAP.
Oh, CBD's popping, and this thing just had a weird candle. This is had a lot of volatility popping here all of a sudden.
I wonder if it breaks 5,700, It should just zoom right to VWAP.
That was my thought. CBD's holding negative 1700. It got to negative 24.25.
Flow is saying buy calls. Now puts are rising with it now, but calls are rising nonstop. SPY holdings, calls are rising, puts are falling. So I think it's all about this 5,700 break.
There's your test. Did not break. It didn't hold the break anyway yet. Wow, Tupperware files Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Here's where people are confused. So Chapter 11, all it does is it reorganizes your debts. It does not excuse your debts. Chapter 7 excuses your debts. So that's the misconception a lot of people have with bankruptcy. I personally never filed either, but I do know that Chapter 11 means that you're just reorganizing your debts so you can pay your debts off. Come on, go hit VWAP. Go hit VWAP. Go hit VWAP. You got orders popping everywhere. 5705 is kind of where the orders still sitting at. Oh, this is so annoying.
Flow is in your favor. MACD is about to turn.
Wait, are you not in a loan?
Yeah, I'm in a loan.
Okay. You said your favor, like I'm on an island by myself here.
No, I'm with you. I'm your Wilson.
Okay.
Calls are rising, puts are rising. SPY holdings again. Calls just keep rising. We're back.
By the way, we're going to clip that. I'm your Wilson, just so you know. CVD is going back to negative 2,000.
It couldn't hold 5,700.
CVD was telling me it wasn't going to hold 5,700.
Oh, come on.
VIX coming back a little. It's above 19 though. That's a key level to look at. Apple's coming back. Nvidia's coming back. Microsoft is above its or below now.
So you just had a retest of point of control, that 56.99.25, and it bounced off of it. Again, NQ raging through VWAP now. Come on, hit us. Hit that VWAP.
VIX is coming back. VIX broke 19.
Calls continue to climb. Calls continue.
I don't know why we're not getting a pop here. We should be able to see a bigger pop. CVD's come back down to negative 1,800. Oh, come on, give it to us. I'm gonna move this down. I don't need much to hit that $200 profit day. I was getting a little greedy here, folks, so excuse me. Take me out. Take me out. Take me out. There you go. I'm out of it. $231 in this account. We're locking it.
Nice job.
Now we're going to swap over to this 100K combine. If y'all notice too, so you can set your own personal daily loss limit, which I have set at negative at 2,500. Also, if you're trading the combine, you know, there's a certain amount you can't go past, right? If you make more than 3,000 in a day on the 100K, well, consistency rules play. So I set my daily take profit at $3,000. So I can't break that. All I've got it set to liquidate me. It doesn't stop me out for the day, but it liquidates me at that point and then it lets me know I need to look at what I'm doing. So CVD is negative 17. We're not really getting it's just a lot of chop right now. That was a hard $200 to get right there.
Yeah, it was. So I hit my stop. I put a pretty aggressive stop at 57.01, and it nailed it. So good trade to start. Good trade.
Yeah. I'm actually.
If 56.99.25, the point of control can hold, you could get another bounce up to actually get a VWAP test.
Yeah, I put an order in at 5,700, and I'm in. I'm gonna put my stop at low a day, and then we're looking for this break up here. We're gonna actually move this up to high day, and then if we do start to get green, I will trail this. And this is a combine. This is not XFA. I'm in a combine. CVD is actually coming down though. It's negative 2,000. So
calls just flipped. Calls are dipping, puts are rising on general market tide.
VIX is popping a little. It's back up to 1993.
You're now below the point of control line.
Yeah, CVD's negative 2,000.
So you could get another. You got NQ back below VWAP, but testing it. It's we're back above point of control line now. Retesting 5,700.
With
you got to curl up on the MACD.
With FOMC today, I would expect we see some short covering at some point beforehand. But the question is, when do we get it?
Looks like calls kind of stopped its drop, but a little slight tick, but puts are climbing a little bit.
CVD went to negative 1,600, then back to negative 1,700.
Negative 1,600 plus negative 17 is negative 1,617.
Thank you, Siri.
You're welcome.
You never know who. You never know who we're going to have on as a guest.
Yeah.
CVD's holding negative 1,700 on this move down, not running away from it.
General market tide puts are rising pretty strongly. Holdings, they're rising as well. So you're getting an orb low test here. And I'm going to probably try and take a long there. Risky, but I'll go for it.
Negative 1,800. You had a bunch of orders drop in right below us here. And then you're seeing these orders. This is the one that's actually pulling the market. These orders right here, that's roughly between this little area, you got about 1,000 orders sitting. So
calls dropping, puts rising on general market tide. You may actually have a cross coming here.
CVD is negative 1,600 and rising. Could be negative 1,500 here in a second.
And of course, the market is moving up. So it looks like CVD could be the controller here.
Negative 1,500. It's popping back to 1,600.
Got a cross on coming on the general market tide. Calls falling, puts rising. The cross is well above the zero line. Volume is basically about to be neutral. So calls are definitely losing steam. We've gotten a few tests of that orb low, so that one scares me a bit if it does break.
Sorry.
Back below point of control. Calls are falling, puts are rising. Yeah, and you're below 5,700, so there's not a lot of good to look at right now on the long side from those indicators. Call still trading down, but volume is still drastically in favor of calls on general market side. On holdings, they're about to cross.
Overall, on these candles, you're getting lower volume overall too. So this is definitely a lower volume pullback. A lot of times too, you see when we have FOMC week, so we really didn't have any important data come out today. I know a lot of times you'll see what CPI and PPI come out the same week. So
yeah,
the
or
market's
earnings
Yeah.
are around it and all
you've
that.
got something going with it. So we didn't have a ton to go with it this morning. But the news we did have was pretty bullish. So
Calls still dropping, puts still rising on both holdings and general market side. So
CBD's
surprised that you're not.
back to negative 2100. So it looks like we're finna get it. It's rising pretty fast, but you have to stop me out.
Yeah.
Look, that's what we have stops for.
So
That's what we have stops for.
Flow is kind of screaming it.
Wow, negative 3,000. That initial short I had would have paid off pretty good now, wouldn't it?
I think so. I do not think you would be disappointed with its results.
CBD it's negative 2,800. You got to negative 3,000, but it's not really running away like you think it would with this move. You do have, it's still low volume. Let's see if the volume comes in on this move back up. Volume is nothing on it really though. It's lower volume than the previous candle. But we still early.
Or below. It's a 6-point pop on the bottom there.
CBD's negative 27. Volume here is telling me that you definitely had buyers step in. Definitely had buyers step in. On this candle, we're going to stick along on it. We're going to keep it tight.
96.25 is the or below again. So
your volume stepped in, so this is going to be one of our bigger volume candles since open on this. After you had this move down, your volume's coming in to push it back up. CBD is negative 3,400 though, so is it sellers coming in trying to sell it back down? But we broke board. All right, we're going to cut this bad boy for the day. We're down 1,300 on it. It is what it is. We got time. We're going to lock it. I'm not even going to play with it anymore. We're going to keep what we got on it and then go to the 150.
Your flow's kind of flattening out a bit, but
CBD's negative 4,000, by the way. So typically what look what we're getting close to.
Yeah.
You got orders sitting right on this zone. So this is where I was not patient earlier. I want to be patient now. See if we come in here and test this. And then if we get a move off of it, I will long. And if we don't, I will not do anything.
Yeah, so you're back above orb low.
Back to 5,700. That daggone trade would have been we would have got some green on it if it wouldn't have stopped me out there. That's frustrating.
That is. So you got point of control now moved down 56.99. You've got calls rising, puts falling. Holdings is just a spaghetti mess. They're basically all right on top of each other. Let me refresh. Calls are rising on holdings. Puts are kind of flat, but on general market side, calls are rising pretty strong here, and puts are falling.
CBD is climbing pretty fast. It got to 45. It's now 38, negative 38.
Yeah, I think you're.
That last candle too on this push back up, all your volume came in, and it was the second highest volume candle since open. So it was right below your open candle.
NQ just rejected or is trying to test its VWAP. Couldn't quite get there. In fact, testing the point of control line on ES.
Should have took a short.
Calls are rising. Here's your orb low retest.
Oh, I'm kicking myself. I was thinking about taking short. This volume on this candle here taught me out of it. CBD is negative 4,300.
Calls are rising strongly. But again, that's been hit or miss today for everybody.
Yeah, I would like to see it come down to here, and then I'm going to look for a long, possibly. CBD is negative 45 still.
Holding that orb low right now. We're testing it, I should say. Calls are still rising. General market tide. Puts kind of flattening, so they're not falling. That's pretty good.
Oh, I didn't notice we had some. So former Fed Bullard is speaking and said the Fed should cut 25 BPS today. The case for 50 BPS Fed cut is overblown. Okay. Is that an indicator of what's going to happen today?
Could be. The appreciate Fed Bullard for listening to the stream earlier.
That's right. Right. You're welcome to come on as a guest, Bullard, whenever you want to.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm on to this orb is holding.
Yeah.
So we're going to try another long.
Puts ticking down, calls kind of ticking up now. Orb's low is holding, but not really rocketing. But it is holding.
We are CBD still negative 45, but it's not running anywhere. Bookmap still showing orders at 5,700 and up. And they're stacked up here. See, they're stacked. And then you've got 5710 area. I don't know. I think we'll see 5710. That would be high day area. But you can see we've got orders sitting there too. So, and to the downside, you've got this. You got stacked orders here. These are all stacked.
So
that's a lot of.
Broke the orb low here.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as I say the orb's gonna hold, it doesn't. And this is combine, so I'm risking $1,500 here to make a couple grand, possibly. I would actually move this up if we did start to move, but VIX is popping. VIX is popping. It's back above. Well, it's testing 19 right now.
Yeah, NQ is falling. I think you can comfortably say it had a VWAP projection.
Yeah, NQ's right below orb low, and it's acting like it wants to hold it.
Yeah, it's.
Let me get this.
Well,
and this is why we say be careful trading FOMC day, even if when the man is speaking beforehand, you've got no clear direction so far. I mean, down is clearly the clear direction, but It's just not running away from it. So you can see a lot of chop. The VIX is dead center of its orb for the opening range. And just chilling there, not going anywhere. Just 20 cents up, 20 cents down, back and forth.
Yeah, I got puts now rising, calls falling on holdings. They were about to cross and then they just broke apart again. So puts are now in control. General market tide, you've got puts rising and calls slightly down ticking. However, calls are in control there, volume wise. So what's how's CVD looking?
Negative 5,100.
Whoa. So you could actually get a retest of orb low and a failure, which would not be good for. I'm in a long as well. Not be good for my position or your position.
Yep. Let's see.
Yeah, so you got puts still rising, calls now slightly rising on holdings. Puts just had a big move up on general market tide. Calls kind of hanging out, didn't drop. So
CVD went to negative 5,500, and we're getting a pop on it. So
you're getting your orb low test there that looks like it didn't quite get there and then rejected. Let's see if we can get a little pop. It's kind of hanging out. NQ not looking strong. Yeah, there goes NQ. Looks like NQ's about to hit a low a day.
And I'm gonna be honest, if I get stopped out here, I'm gonna call it a day overall.
Yeah. Puts just spiked on general market tide. But calls again not falling. They're just kind of up there hanging out. So I guess everybody's making their bets right now.
Yeah. I was hoping we was gonna see that short covering down here, but they might actually get it down here before they get it. So
now here's your orb low. Get a test. Can we get a break of it?
what time is it? 9:30.
Here's your test.
Yeah. Are we gonna do anything with it or what?
I don't think so. Yeah, it looks like it just plopped right back. Yeah, NQ not helping. It's not helping the cause. We need NQ to turn up, and it just keeps turning down. Puts are rising, calls are falling on holdings. On general market now, puts are hot. Puts are crossing up over calls, but calls didn't move. But volume is still in favor of calls. So the trend is short-term trend is puts are getting steam, but volume is still in favor of the calls. But yeah, that's not a good look for longs. I mean, especially looking at SPY holdings, puts are rising, calls are now ticking down, and now puts have taken over on the volume side of it.
Right.
We just had an orb row rejection. So if with a new candle here, I don't like my chances. Probably gonna go low a day stop out. Make me sad.
Yeah. I'm booking my tea time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So at lunchtime, I will be teeing off.
We can get a move here. We can get some follow through. Puts are
CBD
rising.
negative 5,500
Mm.
is right.
Puts are still rising.
Yeah, and it's back above negative 55. The crazy thing is who knows? This thing could swap any second and roar green and or tank to new lows. You never know.
Yeah,
It's I'm happy. I made my money on my XFA this morning. Locked it up. So
boom boom.
no matter what happens, today is a green day. I don't count my combines on green or red, whether I make real money or not. And we've got some other things we've made some money on this morning too already. So today's been a really, really good day for money. So I can't complain.
We get a pop here. I'll be
Yeah.
able to join you on that.
For both our sakes, Roy, I hope we get it. I'd love to get this XFA. I mean, this combine 1,000, 2,000 away from passing. That would be great.
So yeah, you're now flirting with the orb low. Had a little wick off of it. Let's keep it going. NQ. Yeah, right under NQ's fighting its 8 ribbon right now, but you're getting a kind of a MACD turn on the 3-minute on ES. There's a nice move off of it. You got calls rising a little bit. Get us on up there.
There we go. Let's break that.
56.99 is point of control. So if we can break that, we may be able to get a pop to VWAP at 57.0150. Calls are rising, puts are falling. Got call volume ticking up. SPY holdings, puts are falling, calls are rising slightly. Nothing crazy there, but yeah, it's this point of control line, 56.99.
It's right above the 8 now. Actually, it's hanging around the 8, so we need an 8 break. CBD, I mean, it's only come back to negative 5,000 on this drop. Well, 4,700 now on that move. 13. I'm fixing to remove all indicators and lines and let this thing run. Get the roadblocks out of this chart.
Push it up. Yeah, exactly. It's that, we're above point of control now. There's 5,700. Come on, look at that VWAP. Almost there. Missed it by a tick. NQ hit VWAP, kind of came down just a hair. We'll see if it can continue up. Puts are falling, calls are rising on holdings. Pretty nice sharp move on that.
CBD is rising.
General market
negative 45. So it's going in our direction. We got to get this. You got this 21 and VWAP right on top of each other, right at the trend line,
which is right at point of control.
So you got a lot of things going on that one level, right?
Yeah, calls sharp move up on calls, sharp move down on
crude inventory is negative 1.63 million. Forecast was negative 0.1 million. That's a huge miss. How do they miss crude oil inventories that much? My gosh. They missed it by 1.5 million.
think what I'm gonna do for my son's like school projects is like force myself to research this stuff so he can present it. Because I want to know how they do these forecasts. I want to know the science behind it, and
They're horrible.
you know, they are pretty bad, right? They are.
I'm going
So
to. I'm gonna take 360 for
699.
that takes me out, and it would have took me out right there at break even. So we got a little money out of it.
So you're gonna
Very
pull back.
interesting chart here.
Uh,
Big rejection off of VWAP.
you're at the orb low. And it's strongly now coming down. Puts are slightly rising. How's CBD?
Negative 48.
Okay. You had a rejection off of VWAP on NQ. Small rise here though, but yeah.
I got my new golf shoes in while we're waiting. I've got some. I got new golf shoes in. The Jordan ones.
Oh,
Old
nice.
school, baby.
Yeah, I got a few pair of the mids on Jordan ones.
These are they got the
Very
golf.
nice.
They're not spikes,
Yeah.
but they got the golf sole. So
Yeah. Yeah. Calls ticking down a little bit, puts rising on general market tide. On holdings, you had a spike on puts, which is probably that move down you just saw. We're hanging out below or below. That's not good. This is a pretty strong candle to break through it.
CBD -5. I still think we get this test on here. I should have shorted up here when I got out of it. But
Puts are rising strongly on holdings.
back above
Calls ticking
negative
down.
5,000 CBD. Time to flip the coin.
What's the coin say? Give it to
I'm not
us.
flip it because I'm gonna take a trade if I flip it, and I don't need to take a trade. I would love to get 1,000 on this combine though. CBD has me leaning bullish. I mean bearish. The VIX has me leaning bearish. It's at a spot where it hadn't been able to break in a while though. It's back above 19 at 1909.
Yeah. Flow is suggesting the same.
I would like a little retest.
This thing can switch on a dime.
Where I would like to.
Oh wow! I just looked. Did you see Apple?
Wow. Yeah.
Apple near high a day, 220.70.
Market's down. Yet you've only got Microsoft, which is down 0.69%, NVIDIA down 0.53%. The rest of the Magnificent Seven is all green. Apple up 1.75%, Amazon up 0.04, Tesla up 0.6, Google up 0.1, Meta up 0.3. What you got on your
rising still? Oh,
what's your shirt today?
Datalorian.
Oh, okay.
You know, I told my wife I hate dad themed shirts. I think I mentioned this before. She just buys them for me now out of spite.
She is a lovely lady.
Has to put up with me. Let's see. Oh, calls, slight uptick. Puts are rising. Yeah, holdings are suggesting we got to move down coming. But
I'm gonna move this order
just as I
down.
say that, you're going to see
There.
you'll probably see a spike up. Let's see if it can test break or below again. Yeah.
CBD's climbing a tad bit. It's negative 48 now. I got up to negative 52. So it's come back some. Volume is just the last. So this last big red candle here, that was the third largest volume candle of the day so far. Yeah.
It's a bit surprising. I would expect that to be the highest, given the. I mean, obviously the open will always be the highest, but
The second highest was this one here, where this big red candle with where they came back in and pushed it back up, and I think that's the one.
So that kind of tells you the buyers are still present, right?
Yeah.
They're hanging out a bit. The puts are curling down just a hair, nothing abnormal. On holdings on general market tide, you've got calls pushing up and puts pushing up. So they're doing the same dance together.
I don't know. This is a feeling I have. But I have a feeling we're going to get a push down to here. Is what I think.
Well, it may just do it just to get the buyers, right?
Yeah. There's no doubt you still have liquidity down here in this area. Let's like it. So we got this area. 58, 55, 25. CBD's climbing some. Negative 5,000 again.
Sharp downtick on calls, uptick on puts on general market time.
I'm gonna tell you what CBD's telling me here is just that we're in chop zone land. Nobody has control. We're just going to chop around till we get some news from old J Powell. Said I'll be playing golf when old J Powell speaking.
Yeah.
I will not know what color tie he's got on. Won't know anything.
Looks like NQ may be pushing up here.
NQ's back in its in the ore pretty good. NQ hadn't really gotten a good break. Every time it's broke below its ore low, it's went back to it. All right, we're going to be in a little trade here. What are you doing here? Why are you not moving? Does it lock those two? I did not know that. Just so everybody's reference, if you lock your chart, it won't let you move your orders. That makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it? Israel blew up personal radios used by Hezbollah members. Okay, I mean, what?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
How do you blow up personal radios? Like
that's what they were trying to figure out. Is like, was it a supply chain thing that they like implanted it? But yeah. So you're back above the orb low here on ES. You got NQ testing VWAP. You got point of control at 56.99. You got calls ticking up, puts ticking slightly down. You had your cross on your MACD for the MACD guy.
the MACD guy.
old lead. NQ now, yeah, just battling VWAP.
Felipe, can we get a 5800 ES test this week? Well, we better not get it right now.
Did you enter a short? Is that what you're in?
I am in a short, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I got it right at orb low, so we'll see if it Might take me out.
56.99 point of control has been kind of that resistance. It's right there now. NQ though is breaking above VWAP and on its way to the top Bollinger Band. We just broke point of control. VWAP's right above us.
Man, Apple.
Yeah, calls are now up, puts are down, but both are way above the zero line, by the way. That's pretty uncommon. But I guess that's the nature of today. Everybody's making a bet one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm not that much of a gambler. I mean, I'm fine like doing this, but there's no way I could be in a long or a short going into his speech.
I've got one Google call left. I sold my NVIDIA call yesterday for 80%. That was my Christmas calls I had for them.
There you go.
And
Good,
I've got
good job, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I've got a Google January call, 150 call. I bought it when Google was 147, 148, and it's up about 70% right now. So I've only got one of them, so I'll just hold it through the thing. It's January. If we dip more, I may add to it depending on what he says. But I'm pretty light. I'm like 90%, over 90% cash on general account. But that's my trade. I just trade. I'm a trader. So
I'll get my addiction right here.
I think it's more than enough. Calls ticking up now. Puts are ticking down on general market tide. You did get that cross, so if you do get this VWAP break, you could get a nice move up. Could.
Yeah, you got CBD negative 4,500. So I think we're probably fixing to get this break back up.
Calls
I would
rising,
think.
puts falling.
Yeah, there we go. We're going to get the test of VWAP now. Pretty good, pretty strong move here.
Yeah, considering the two candles before.
Crazy thing, so CBD is still negative 4,500. I mean, basically, it's moved like 20 points is all it's moved.
You're seeing more call action coming in right now and puts falling.
Yeah, it's going to hit this stop. I got a feeling.
So NQ at the top of the Bollinger Band, ES right at VWAP. So you could get an NQ rejection here, retest at the VWAP, and then push back up, which would probably coincide with the ES point of control test, 56.99, and then a move back up.
CBD is now negative 43, so it's actually popping there, and it took me out there. Break VWAP.
There's your VWAP break.
Yeah, so now what you would look for is you look for this to hold, right? Look for a test and look for a bounce back up. Apple is just ripping.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the safety play. I mean, from the just very zoomed out price action looks like they're taking profits on the AI other stuff and say, oh, Apple got beaten up. Let's go and jump in them. I mean, that is just a vertical chart. That's up 2%.
Yeah, it's insane. Apple's actually up 4.6% on the day.
Wow.
Yeah, wow is right.
So there's your VWAP retest.
Yeah, I need to move this actually. We're going to try to take this break out. I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea.
NQ is now over the top Bollinger. And it's approaching its high day. NQ's about, 20 points away from its high day? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely tech leading the charge today. calls just had a spike. On general market side, ES is testing VWAP again.
CBD is negative 4,000. It's looks like it wants to spike, but it's, I don't know, it's just kind of chilling here. 57.05, 57. I could see 57.10 on this move.
Point of control line just moved up. It's at 5,700, 57.75, 5,700.75. So it's got what it needs to push off of this level right here. Puts falling, calls rising, general market side and on SPY holdings here. You're getting, flows suggesting you got continuation move up.
CBD went to negative 38, but it's just popped back above negative 4,000.
Yeah, and that's not a good looking candle on ES right there.
Now, if you notice, we still have not got the clean break of VWAP in the hold. We broke it, but we hadn't closed above it yet. Negative 39, negative 4. Kind of holding around that area.
You're at the point of control line right now in ES, the new one that they just kind of popped up. Looks like it's holding that one, which is right at VWAP. I mean, this is a pretty strong spot. You got NQ popping now.
Yeah, you got CBD still negative 38, though. It's not really running away.
Let's see. You got calls flying up. You got puts ticket down. I'd say you're going to get. Should get a couple point move up here.
You got these. This is what concerns me. These. To get this move all the way back up to high day. Or pre-market high, sorry. Not getting that breakaway, and it's just holding VWAP. You want to get that move away from VWAP, what you want to get, but VWAP, 5,700. All these EMAs up positive here. You got your EMAs have all turned up. VWAP seems to be curling. We shall see. 70 CBD is negative 39 still. It's not running either way. Kind of just chilling. Still have not gotten a candle close above VWAP yet because we came right back below it now. That is not a bullish sign.
Yeah, you're kind of cutting through some of that stuff now. I'm pretty surprised.
Yeah. CBD still negative 3,900 on this drop.
You got a little curl on calls, curling down a little bit. Slight tick up on puts. Holdings, similar story. Was this candle close in about 30 seconds, 25 seconds?
Yeah, you got about 20 seconds now. And it's going to be crazy if this is the one that gets to break the close above VWAP, wouldn't it? After it just tanked down and pop back up and back down. But we're not getting that close above VWAP. We got 8 seconds left in it, and it's a good bit below it. So CBD still negative 38.
Wow. I'm surprised that we didn't get any continuation off of that. And now you're back on the point of control here. It looks like they moved point of control back down to 56.99.75.
CVV's back above negative 4,000 there.
Are you going to get an orb low retest?
You're going to get a take money out retest. And then if we do, we're just going to call it here for the day. This would be, we're about at 2 hours on the stream anyway, so you might as well go out on a bad note.
You know, the best note. Let's see.
Negative 42.
Calls slight uptick. Slight uptick.
Got me.
That's your orb low test. Yep. So NQ is now testing VWAP. Let's see if it just knifes through it or if it decides to bounce here. I'm going to guess Apple cooled off a little bit. Just a hair. Yeah. Down about 50 cents. So again, orb low test. NQ so far holding VWAP. Candle's very early though. 2 minutes left on this 3-minute candle. And it looks like
but actually I like a long still.
Yeah.
Calling me crazy. Calling me crazy.
56.
You call me.
78. Calls are slightly ticking down. Puts are slightly rising on holdings and on general tide. How's CVD?
Negative 42.
She's getting a wick off of this orb low, but you can't quite break the point of control just yet. Granted, still got a lot of time on the candle. NQ's battling VWAP. It did wick below it, but it's now above it. It's at a key level or a key psychological number. 19,700 is what it's battling.
Yeah. VIX is below 19. It's at 1886, but
here comes ES now, still trying to battle that point of control. Calls tick down a hair, puts ticking up.
Yeah, I think we're losing our viewers now, so I think it's about time we call it a day, Mr. Roy.
All right, me. Little cliffhanger. We'll see how this trade ends out for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I'm fixing to walk away, and whatever happens, happens. So we shall see. It'll be a surprise to both of us later.
All right, man. Good trading today.
Roy, thank you. Hey, everybody, thanks for hopping in. FOMC day, everybody, please be careful this afternoon. If you don't have to trade, please don't trade. Please don't. It's you can blow an account, blow an XFA. If you do anything, I suggest you get your practice account. If you're Top Step X, you can. If you don't have your practice account open, you can actually go to a practice account. Before we get out of here, I'm going to actually show y'all what to do. How about that?
All right.
How about that, Roy? How about that? Let me get this thing pulled up here. Let me get logged in and I will share it over. I got to remember my pad. Oh, there it is. Good job. All right. So here's your Top Step dashboard. And you can see it's got all your accounts here. And it's going to have a bunch of stuff that's been closed, been open, been everything. So ignore all that. Let me see.
So we're just looking at the chart right now for you. We're not seeing that
Oh,
unless I'm extremely delayed.
you should see the top step. You shouldn't see a chart.
Oh, I just see your background now. Again, I don't know how delayed we are.
Oh, I got you. Let's see. So it used to be where you could. There, it's extremely
There we
slow.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's extremely slow. So you have all your stuff up here. You got your launch top step X reset. Over here, you got a trading combine and a practice. If you don't have that on, click it. And here's my my practice account. You can see I've actually traded some. I've had some good days, bad days trading the practice account. Make sure you have your practice account if you're going to do this. I suggest everybody to, and pulling this up gave us an error, by the way. I don't know if we still look decent or not, but.
We're just extremely delayed.
Okay. Gotcha. But practice account is the way to go. Just so you know. So you can look, you do something crazy in this account, you can reset this thing as many times as you need to. But what I suggest is you don't trade it crazy. You trade it like you would trade an XFA, a combine, whatever you're trying to pass or what you're trying to do. Trade your practice account like you want to trade whatever main account you're going to trade. That way you're actually practicing and getting good stuff with. Ooh, I just looked over at my chart. We're getting killed over here.
Yeah, not a good look, man.
Not a good look. So
Better holding
let
that
me
order
walk
low, but
do something crazy over here, like add to it or something. Everybody, hey, thanks everybody. Roy, thank you.
Thank you,
We
man.
appreciate everybody on the stream today, and we will catch you guys tomorrow.
All right, bye guys.